Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Tales of Terramir. My name is Mike Dones. I am your host and GM for the duration of this all-new live play D&D Longshot. In addition to some of our regular cast members featuring the mysterious Justin Kirkwood and the lovely Hannah Nye, we have our GM from our regular campaign, Wes Ford, joining us in the player's seat. Oh, yeah, give it up for Wes. All right. Thanks.
I will say this is extremely cool for me.
I'm gonna kill you, Wes.
Looks so relaxed.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is going to be a limited series of episodes taking a closer look at the conflicts within the Domaarian Empire as we follow another unlikely party of new characters. Just remember, you can find all of our episodes by visiting us at talesofterramir.com. We stream on Twitch every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you subscribe, possibly for free, with your Amazon Prime account, you'll get access to custom emotes, ad-free viewing, and much more. And a big thank you to those of you who are actually already doing that. We really appreciate that support. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube and listen to select recordings of the stream on our podcast. Just if you do that, remember to leave us a like and or subscribe, preferably both. That we would really appreciate that. And we also have a bunch more content available on all our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Facebook under the handle Tales of Terramir. So check out all of that good stuff. And I think that's all the rigmarole. Is that right? Did I miss anything? You guys ready?
We're good. I'm ready.
I think we're good to go.
Okay. Let's get right into our new adventure in Tales of Terramir, Veiled Threats. All right, bring it back down. The Domaarian Empire has ruled most of Eastern Galatolon for over 2 centuries, maintaining order through its powerful military and its rigorous policy of religious and magical restriction. Emperor Valadrin Milankovich has reigned for over 200 years, and his iron will has not diminished, rewarding unwavering loyalty and swiftly punishing insolence and failure. He's developed a totalitarian rule that reaps heavy taxes and looms over society with that military presence that only grows stronger with proximity to the capital of the city of New Domaar, the capital city of New Domaar. And through his heavy-handed approach, the Empire ensures the safety of the populace from foreign enemies, terrible dangers that wander the wilds, and lingering evils that steep from the scars of the infamous battle of Spellet Blade. That war has already been over for some generations, but it's that mix of fear-mongering and constant propaganda that grants the Empire almost total social control over its peoples and its territories. And so we begin in the heart of the city of New Domaar. The afternoon sun hangs high in the air, casting a revealing light on the busy streets below. The throngs of citizens are going about their daily lives, traders bartering goods at the market square, nobles and politicians exchanging gold and favors, and pious worshippers entreating blessings from one of the many gods approved by the Empire. And sitting proudly above them on gallant white horses, Domaarian knights maintain peace over the sea of people, their gleaming, valiant armor like beacons of protection and safety. Their order, founded here in New Domaar, predated the Empire itself, And once they were heralded as defenders of the weak, protectors of the realm, and champions of righteousness. But like anything over time, that luster began to dull and even tarnish by the comfort of unchallenged power. Rumors of civil unrest do rise beyond mere mutterings from time to time. Those that rebel often find themselves immediately executed or in chains long forgotten in some dungeon. The Domaarian citizens are constantly led to believe that the true threat is arcane magic and the arcanists that can control it. Conversely, Emperor Milankovitch celebrates divine magic, the power granted by the gods, but he decides by rule of law which deities are approved for worship while prohibiting others. What does that really say except that he grasps his fist tightly around those so-called freedoms as well? Those who are found to practice the arcane arts, possessing innate abilities or even enchanted items or heirlooms, are found guilty on the spot. Swift judgment is often decided and delivered then and there by the Domaarian knights, who have been instrumental in the Empire's expansion and its expulsion of arcane magic. There are so many questions without answers, just blind acceptance, as it is an unspoken norm that digging for those deeper truths ends up in severe punishment. This society thrives, but no one is really safe from the underlying machinations of the Emperor. Our perspective of this mighty city, looking outside in, starts from above and now slowly focuses on one of the streets below. We see a small wagon pulled by a horse, trotting in the opposite direction of where the casual tide of most others are walking. And at the reins sits a smallish hooded figure, quietly focusing on the street ahead. Behind him on the wagon bed, sitting silently amongst several large keg barrels and assorted crates, is another person, taller, and also with their hood deeply drawn, concealing all features. The wagon heads towards what could be considered the less glamorous part of town. There's always one in a city. Passing a group of knights, roughly rounding up several peasants and lining them along the street. Shouts indicating that they've found, or at least have accused, these people of being arcanists. And before traveling out of an earshot, several screams of pain and terror are abruptly silenced. The figure in the back remains silent, and only those with the highest perceptions could see that the driver shaking their head ever so slightly, perhaps in lament. And a few minutes later, this wagon makes a turn and comes to a halt in front of a tavern with a sign displaying a picture of a blue duck. The driver jumps down and calls out to the figure in the back. "Oi, help me carry some of these inside, yeah? It'll look less suspicious." Wes, why don't you tell us about what your character looks like and how they respond?
Excuse me. Wow. You see a man under 6 feet tall, very thin, rail thin, almost these jaunted cheeks that are covered by this long, dirty blonde beard. Behind his hood is this sort of shock of dirty blonde hair that goes back in this waviness that he kind of greases back a little bit. He's got this sort of serious look about him, shifty eyes that if you probably saw him at first glance, you might not fully trust him. But there's, with a longer gaze, there's something more to this man. He has dark clothing that seems to be dirty and tattered. He's worn for a long time. And these sort of old black boots that are scuffed. And he has this sort of newer glove, black leather glove on his right hand. And he gets up and starts to help move the bodies.
Boxes. No,
Boxes. Sorry, I thought you said bodies.
There we go. Bodies come later.
Okay. Boxes, yeah.
All right. Let's move you guys to the map, shall we? I forgot to put you down. Can you drop yourself on the bottom left of the map, please?
Bottom left. Sure.
Just west.
So
Just west. Yeah.
Gotcha.
he also has these slightly pointed ears that show a little bit of elven heritage.
Perfect. I'm gonna drag it. Yep, you're good. Okay. And this other guy's gonna join you. Open up the door and head inside. The pair enters the dimly lit tavern, and though it's in the middle of the day, the surrounding buildings prevent the natural light from making. The surrounding buildings prevent the natural light from bathing the front of this particular street. But even so, once inside, you still see that the shutters are drawn. Wes, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage, actually.
Oh, cool.
First roll in the game.
First roll. Perception. Oh, 2 16s.
Fantastic. More than enough. You could swear that when you first walked up, that the windows were open with warm light pouring out the front. But your talent and your gifts make you realize that this is actually an illusion, concealing the shutters that are actually closed once you get inside. And as you look around, you see an inviting space, but very few people. Sitting by the fire is a gnome stoking the embers. Her hands are moving towards a pair of swords that she carries, as her attention is immediately turned towards you when you walk in, as does the attention of a giant white dire wolf sitting behind her, its head kind of peeking up over her. And a moment passes before they see the halfling that came in with you, and they both stand down. There's another lone figure. You think it's a tiefling sitting at the table off to the side, one of the big tables there, accompanied by a flagon made out of some large horn. And you're a little startled as you suddenly notice a Goliath. Get that guy out. Little startled as you see a Goliath towering over you. Appearing out of nowhere, and it's a wonder you didn't see him before. He stares at you silently with his arms crossed, and you kind of figured that maybe he's the bouncer of this place. You also see an elf in white robes on the couch next to the fire. He seems a little out of place, and with your quick glance, you note that he has a symbol of Coralon around his neck. The halfling you came in with, Revel. You know him from your time with some of the less distinguished people in the city, given your background. He walks up to the bar and hops onto the seat, and he just casually greets the human male and the female half-elf leaning on opposite sides there. And the woman looks at him and says in a stern tone, "You're late." She's tall and attractive with long brown hair, wearing a blue shirt embroidered with gold designs, long leather gloves and boots, and basically a simple, unassuming outfit. "I don't know what you want me to tell you, Star. The knights are all over the place today. We passed a few shaking down some arcs just down the street. Those poor bastards." And Revel, he takes the flagon of ale that the bartender set in front of him and takes a long swig. "Something's going down, and they're really agitated today." The bartender fills up another flagon of ale and he motions to you, Wes, to come over. "Just set that down right here." And he kind of slaps the bar and he hands you the flagon.
take it silently and cross over.
He looks at Revel and he says, "This the guy?" And in the middle of his drink, Revel puts down his thing. He's like, "Yeah, sorry. This is me mate, Calidor. These are the people that I work with." "Work, is it?" The bartender says. I got him here, didn't I?" The bartender sort of shakes his head and he says, "I'm Royce," and he like wipes his hand on his apron and he puts it out to shake your hand. He nods over to the half-elven lady on the side. "This is Star."
Greetings. Nice to meet you. Suppose this is the time I give you a tip. I procure a silver coin and flick it into the tip jar, and it goes.
"That's my drink, you bastard."
I actually cast minor illusion to make it look like that really happened, but I didn't actually give a coin. Little did they know.
"Oh, that's not necessary. This one's on the house. Have a seat." Across the way there, the half-elven lady, I actually have a picture of her here. She looks at you up and down cautiously for a moment and says, "Calidor, is it?"
That's right. Calidor Tricksilver.
"Calidor Tricksilver, huh? And what's your trade?"
I kind of look to Rebel for, be like, is it safe to sort of talk openly?
He's just,
look.
"Yeah, you're good, man. We're all friends."
I specialize in espionage and burglaries for my clients. You need something taken from a house, I'm your guy.
Okay. Well, Calidor, sorry about this. You were suddenly grabbed from behind
Shit.
by a giant hefty hand that smells of dirt and old ale is clasped over your mouth as you are dragged towards the corner of the tavern. I'm going to do that right now.
Shit.
This thing that's holding you is its strength is overwhelming, and you figure that it's the Goliath behind you. Your eyes are frantically darting around, and nobody moves or reacts. Not even Revel, who you are staring down at his lowered head as if to somehow like gain his attention, but he doesn't look up. And then Star calmly walks over to you and looks you in the eye. "Keep quiet, and you won't be harmed. Understand?"
What the hell is this all about?
You gonna make any trouble for us?
Depends. Am I gonna get out of here alive?
If you cooperate.
Tell me what you want.
Good. Just sit tight. She looks over her shoulder and she gives the cleric a nod, a sort of a signal, and the cleric comes over here, and he almost looks a little nervous too. And even when he cuts to you, even though you're like held by this giant Goliath, he sort of kind of like nods to you as well. And Star says, "Okay, do it." And the cleric begins to cast a spell. You can go ahead and roll an Arcana check if you'd like.
Yes. A 9.
Ooh, you're not exactly sure what he's doing. But what I need you to do now is I need you to roll a charisma save.
Oh no. Four.
Excellent. You feel a wash of the magic over you. You are now under the influence of a Zone of Truth spell. And Star looks at you again and says, "Now then, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and your fate will be decided on how you answer. You got it?"
Yeah.
The pressure of the Goliath's hand relaxes off of your head and moves to your throat instead, and the other arm is still kind of holding you firmly in a sort of a body lock. What is your true name?
Calidor. Calidor Tricksilver is my real name.
Are you an Arcanist?
Yes.
What kind?
Illusionist.
Do you have any love for the Empire?
Fuck no.
Do you currently or have you ever been in league with any of the anyone in the Empire or any of its associates?
Yes.
Really? How?
Actually, can you repeat that question one more time?
Do you currently... Can you repeat the question? Do you currently or have you ever been in league with the Empire or any of its associates?
Through employment, yeah.
Is that right? In what manner?
Various clients, believe it or not. There are those in your own ranks who are corrupt.
Not my ranks. Has the Empire ever wronged you?
Of course.
How?
Taking a deep breath, but having to answer is like really painful. Killed my mother.
And why are you here?
To leave. To leave the Empire.
Who else knows you're here?
Kind of looks over to Revel. That's
Star
it.
Star grabs your face with her gloved hand and stares you down. Are you planning to betray us?
If I have to.
But not to the Empire?
I just want to get out of here.
She looks at you for a moment, staring hard at you. All right. He's clear. At least for now. Let him go, she says. And she confidently strides back to the bar. The cleric also drops the Zone of Truth spell. And it kind of awkwardly again sort of like nods at you and then goes back to where he was sitting. You're also kind of rubbing your neck just from how hard the Goliath was grasping you, and he claps you on the back as he a little too strong for his own good, maybe yours too, and he goes back to where he was as well.
I'm pretty frail too, so that kind of rocks me harder than he probably thinks. And then I also give him a death gaze as he walks away.
He doesn't notice as he probably already walked right past you as you're doing that. And by this time, Rebel has actually sat up and looked up in his seat, and his elbows are on the bar, and he says, "Sorry about that, mate. Can't be too careful, especially with this operation."
I think kind of slowly, but then seeing that they're off of me, go back and grab my flagon, just take a heavy drink.
Yes. Turns back to Star after you get your drink, and he says, "As I was saying, we might have to hold off a little longer. Those nights are really close by. Well, this is going to throw off our whole schedule. The main gate will be crowded by the time we get there." And you hear a sort of a mousy voice. He say, Maybe we should just wait another day." And it's coming from this elven cleric over by the fire. Star says, "We can't. This latest group is..." She kind of pauses and she looks over at Calidor and looks over at the figure by the table over here and says, "They're too high risk to hold off any longer. It has to be today." And Revel kind of looks up from his drink and he says, "Group? Who else? I thought it was just Calidor." "Well, that one over there." She motions to the tiefling at the table over here drinking their ale. And Revel sort of turns towards you and says, "Oh yeah? Well, what's your story, mate?" And at this point, Justin, could you please describe your character and how they react?
Yeah, so just a tiefling, pretty average height, with just blank white eyes, makes him really inscrutable. He's got a little bit of a smirk as he looks over at what's been going on with Calidor. Drinking his ale with a little bemused look on his face. Wearing pretty nice studded leather armor, like almost noble quality. Beautiful horns.
Beautiful horns. Revel looks at you and says, "Well, speak up. What's your deal?"
Made you spill the beans too, huh? If you don't have any complicated motives, I know I don't. Just want to get the hell out of the Empire.
"Oh, yeah? Where are you from?"
I guess it doesn't really matter where I'm from. All that matters is where I'm going. The hell away from here.
"You look familiar. Do I know you?"
I don't know. Not sure if I want to answer that question. Maybe.
And he looks a little closer and he's like, "Oh, yeah. I know you. Tygon, isn't it?"
I think
Oh, we did.
Hey, he's back.
Yeah.
All right. Now he says, "Tygon, right?" He's out. All right. We lost Justin. Yeah.
Can you hear us, Justin?
Yeah, that's me.
Aren't you from around these parts?
Yeah. You know the big house on the pond? Or what was the big house on the pond?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you?
That was, well, it's no longer there. It's been burnt to the ground. But I'm the only one of my family left. The Opons. Try not to mention it. I'm not that popular around here. You might have just for the fact that my house was burned to the ground.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I heard about you. Tygon Opond, right? Yeah. I heard about you and all that nasty business, for sure. And you're coming with us, huh?
If you're getting out of here, then I'm with you. I don't really care what you're up to, good or bad.
He kind of shakes his head and he says, "Shame, really? having to risk our necks for someone who uses their gifts that way, what your family has been up to. You're the type that the Empire is always going on all about, giving us a bad name. But I guess what are we going to do, you know? I guess we're all in this together, ain't we? He kind of turns away from you and takes another swig.
Trust me, he'd rather have me along than not. More capable than I look, maybe. For a rich kid.
I believe you. I'll take you over any of the Domaarian knights. You hear the meek voice of the cleric again to speak out. I'll never understand. Why are we helping someone who uses their powers like that? And he looks at you, looking back at him, and he kind of shies away at that. And Star says, because, Lucas, the Domaarian Empire hasn't given us a choice. The magic itself is true neutral. It's not right or wrong, good or evil. And you are right to reserve your judgment for those who wield it. But for now, she kind of glances at Revel. Yeah, we are all in this together. And I mean everyone. Not only do they persecute anyone who touches the weave, they're using it as an excuse to wrest control over anyone under the guise of our protection. They paint us as threats. And yes, there are some arcs that are, and she kind of shoots you a fierce glance, Tygon. But you've seen them arresting or even executing people in the streets. From children. Children who don't even understand their abilities to others who have none, maybe protecting their loved ones that do. And not always. I've seen them do it for fun. And they weren't threats, they're innocents. Caught in the crossfire of Milankovich's nefarious agenda. We can't let this reign of terror continue, but we can't fight it head on, not here. We can't give them a reason to prove them right. They're afraid of us. The unknown. And Rebel kind of slaps his hand down and says, they should fear us. And he says that a little loudly, and Star responds by saying, but they shouldn't have to. That's not who we are. We have a responsibility to protect those who will never have our gifts, but are forced to pay for our existence with their lives. And we have a responsibility to preserve every bit of Arcana when we can, because the Knights will, just like the lives of our loved ones, will take it all away if we let them. And there will be a time when people like him will be the only person who knows about what he does. And should this purge find more success than failure, it's still enacting a slim chance that some of that knowledge will survive, and then it'll never truly die. Rebel takes a second and just says, okay, so 2 wanted men? That's hardly a group. And at that point, the sudden sound of a door closes from above silences everybody downstairs, and a long hesitant pause is followed by slow, delicate but deliberate footsteps announcing the arrival of another figure that cautiously emerges at the top of the stairs. Hannah, could you please describe your character as I move her to the left side of this tavern?
Yeah. So you see a female human woman in her early 40s. She stands about 5'3". She has fair skin, long light brown hair that's tied into a low ponytail. For jewelry, she has some small gold earrings and a long gold amulet with the shape of Tytar's symbol on it. And she has several gold bracelets on both of her wrists. She has an oval face, high cheekbones, and light brown eyes, and she's wearing elegant riding clothes. A long sleeve fitted brown vest, a pristine white button-up shirt, leather gloves embroidered with small designs, and fitted dark brown pants. In one of her arms, she's carrying a thick, deep purple cloak ornate with gold yellow needling, and she has long mid-thigh brown leather riding boots.
There's a slight breeze that goes right through her hair, and you notice I'm casting prestidigitation.
Oh, okay. It's not a. Does it come down like dream weave? Right, yeah.
Casting prestidigitation, and then go,
Sorry, it just goes off sometimes. I don't know.
Gotta throw you a curveball here and there.
Hannah, as you come down the stairs, and let me know if you can control your character or not, because I dragged her on there. Your eyes scan the room at the others, but catches the other cleric almost shying away in the corner of this couch. And you also notice the symbol of Coralon around his neck. You met him when you arrived just the night before when they interrogated you, too. It was for sure an unexpected and jarring situation, having experienced firsthand what you had believed was an exaggerated rumor of the things that the Arcanists went through to weed out any spies who would report them to the authorities. And now that you're on the other side of it, you can see that they were paranoid, and for good reason. What's even more astonishing to you, though, is that of the cleric's presence just being around all of these Arcanists, you thought it was blasphemous to the divine, and helping them was actually punishable by death. Could you give me a history check, please?
Yeah. History.
You recognize him, and his name is Brother Lucas Goldfall. He's an elven acolyte of Coralon within the city. Great roll.
Yeah.
You had heard about how he was gravely injured by Domaarian knights while trying to prevent them from taking his brother, an Arcanist whom he had hidden within the temple of Coralon. A closer look would reveal that his right ear, perhaps at one time was gracefully pointed, is now horribly torn and jagged. Permanent damage not even his god could or would heal. For a brief moment, you start to get lost in your thoughts, wondering if that happened during the altercation with the knights or when he returned from his reconditioning. Either way, he apparently had never been the same since. And your attention snaps back now, and there is a noticeable weight in the atmosphere as you can feel all eyes staring at you as you slowly descend the stairs to join the rest. And are you wearing, you said you were wearing your Tytar amulet out?
Yes, she has it proudly displayed.
Okay, great. Where do you move out? You can go ahead and proceed to where you're going to sit.
She'll move forward to the bar where she sees Vistel sitting. She's kind of looking for a seat where maybe no one else, not Vistel, sorry, Star is at.
That's
She's going to go stand next to the Star.
Oh, okay. And as you walk past Revel, this little halfling, this little seedy-looking halfling, he notices you walk by and he goes, "Oh, hello, dearie. Looking for some company?" Star says finally, "She's the other passenger." "Oh, well, about time we had another woman on this trip." Star is way too serious and doesn't even like blokes anyways. And Seraphina over there, she's already in love. The gnome you see by the fireplace shoots him a dirty look, in which he responds kind of like a mocking-ish kind of smile. Then he notices your amulet and says, "What is she doing here?" And after a moment, Star says, "She's coming with us." That's a cleric of Tytar. She is. And you can see his face getting really red. He's getting really angry. "You know damn well we can't trust her or any of the Tytar flock. She'll turn on us as soon as we get to the gates. We vetted her, Revel, okay? She's okay, at least for now. Is she an Ark? Tell me, girlie, you some sort of sorceress disguised as some spoiled pompous priestess? You can tell he's a little bit agitated by your presence.
She looks at him and then slowly turns away and looks at Star, and she's like, is this the group you've put together?
It's the only group we have. This is going to be one of our last runs, and you just happen to come at us just in time. So if you want to get out of here, it's going to have to be this group. And your eyes also kind of see the tiefling sitting at the table near where you're standing as well.
She looks at everyone in the room. She's kind of like, doesn't say anything.
The star turns back to Revel and says, she's a special case. It's best we don't talk about it, but know that it's imperative that we get her out of New Domaar, out of the kingdom. Revel, this one's important. No, this is a bad idea. Hey, you, look at me. I don't trust you. You give us up, I'll stick my dagger right in your fucking heart. She's like, that's enough, Revel. And at that point, you actually hear the front door slam open. And those of you that can actually have a view of it, see that the Goliath moves out of the way almost immediately, and kind of takes you back because he's so big and he's supposed to be the bouncer. He moves out of the way, and in comes three figures. Where is my notes? Moving inside is a Domaarian knight and 2 guards. And everybody kind of goes quiet, but Royce quickly responds, come in. Can I get you boys anything? And they stop at the front arch here, and they survey everyone in the room, eyes catching Vestiel as well. Or sorry, your character. Hannah, you actually know this knight, and he knows you. His name is Sir Killian Meganti, and he comes in for daily worship at the Temple of Tytar, and you've seen him on duty several times for the many noble functions that you and your family has attended during your time in the city. You recognize him, but he hasn't quite seen you yet. What do you want to do? Anything in particular?
When she notices him, she'll just she turns around and faces the other wall so that he can only see the back of her head. She's kind of hiding a bit behind Star.
That's great. Give me a stealth roll, please.
Okay. 19?
God damn it. Very good. This is going great. For you guys. They kind of scan the room. They almost look like, without even rolling an insight or anything, you guys just know what their deal is. They're looking for trouble. And they look around, and they even see the tiefling at the table over there. One of the guards comes around to the table and says, I didn't know you served their kind in here. Not without a leash anyways. And they all kind of laugh as they kind of descend on the table. One of them over here, the one that comes closer to you, Tygon, grabs your flagon of ale and drinks it and gulps it down, like locking eyes with you the entire time.
I cast prestidigitation on it really quick to make it taste like absolute garbage.
What is the deal with prestidigitation? Is there a somatic component? What is it? Material, somatic, verbal?
It is verbal and somatic.
Okay, you give me a stealth roll, please.
I will. Okay.
Oh no.
Come Come on, I actually have ranks in this. 21.
Mike the TM is like, ooh. This one, he's drinking it, and halfway through, he goes, and actually spits it all over Tygon. He's like,
and I'm not even looking, just like kind of my head's down, kind of smiling a little bit.
He turns towards Royce and he says, "You serve this swill?" No wonder he comes in here and drinks to drink, and he kind of throws it down across the table and kind of staring you down. The knight looks over at Royce and says, "You want me to get rid of him for you?" He's like, and he kind of gives Royce a look. And Hannah, your character, Vestiel, knows this look that the knight is giving Royce, and you've recognized this look. He's looking for any excuse to drag all of these people out into the streets, and everybody sort of like holds their breath. And Royce is like, "No! He's a paying customer. He's all right. He's not causing any trouble. I don't want any trouble." And the knight turns back to him and says, "Are you sure? So we can take him right out of here." It's like, "No, he's fine. I don't want any trouble."
Vestel will quickly whisper to Star. She says, "Is the Teef part of our group?"
Teef. She kind of shakes her head. "Yeah, he's coming with us." She does a double take, like.
Suppose you don't have anything against half elves.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Just looks you up and down.
One of the other guards stands around. He kind of does a double take at Revel, who looks like a child drinking a large flagon of ale, and he's just like, mocking him as well. This other guard too looks back at Star, and it's pretty clear that he's intimidated by her because she's just standing there with her arms crossed, almost helping Vestel hide as well. The knight finally turns towards Royce and says, "Well, that'll be 100. That'll be 100 gold." 100 for what? Inspection fee, of course, plus protection. Royce closes his eyes and he reaches under the counter and he produces a heavy pouch of what sounds like coins and slaps it on the bar. The one guard comes back around and scoops it up. He takes the other stein from Revel and he drinks it and takes the pouch and he says, "Yep, that's right. Well, there's nothing else. I guess we'll just best be on our way, huh?" The knight turns back to Royce and says, "You sure you don't want us to get out of here? We're rounding up a bunch of people right now." It's like, "No, you're fine. Please leave my customers alone." This one is staring you down, Tygon. He's looking at you. And then he just walks away.
Enjoy the taste of tiefling saliva in your mouth.
Oh, what was that?
Tygon just takes another drink.
That's right. And the three leave just as suddenly as they came. And as soon as the door closes, Star turns to everyone. "We have to leave now." Royce pulls out a small bundle from under the bar and he hands it to her, and who in turn takes out a bunch of like a bundle of papers and hands papers to each of you, Tygon, Calidor, and Vestel. These are your travel documents. They'll ask for these at the gates. Look at the names, the occupations, and the final destinations. They might question you as we're checked through, so please take a good look, perhaps memorize them. Security has been tight, so be ready for anything. And again, just make sure you know the information on those papers. It will be leaving shortly. Do you have any other questions? And yes, Vestel, the tiefling is coming with us.
So be it.
All right. You all have a few more minutes. We're going to get preparations underway. Revel downs the rest of his flagon, and then he downs another full one immediately, burps really loudly, and he wipes his face as he hops off the stool. All right, I'm going to freshen up the horse and pull the wagon around, and he starts to leave. He gives you a nod, Calidor, which actually I don't even see where you are. Where are you, Calidor? Oh, you're over there. Okay, yeah. He gives you a nod, Calidor, and then he shoots Vestal a really dirty look as he goes outside. And after he leaves, Lucas comes up to you, Vestal, almost timidly, kind of like taps you on the shoulder. Says, "Don't mind him. When his sister was beaten by knights, clerics refused to help her and to heal her. Taitar clerics specifically, as the temple was right there. She wasn't even an arc, and she died shortly after. It took him weeks to even trust me, and I'm not completely sure that he does."
Brother Lucas, thank you for sharing. But I don't know that I could trust the story of a man like that. I'm sure our clerics had their reasons.
Of course. They thought she was an arcanist. You know the rules.
Exactly. I don't agree with the killing. I don't exactly think that we know best, or at least better than the Empire, do we?
I guess it all depends. Sometimes we don't really have a choice. He kind of nods and slinks away back next to the fire. And as he sits back down, you see that the gnome and the dire wolf also get up. And she says, "Okay, if you guys are leaving soon, we'll go on ahead. We'll meet you once you're clear of the city. Be careful." She starts to head out too. And as she's heading out, you hear Royce say, "Tell your boyfriend I said hi." And he gives her a big smile as she's leaving. And you can see, without even rolling a perception, that she turns beet red. And she says, he's not my boyfriend. She sort of exclaims, and she kind of like rushes out. And it's funny because the direwolf it doesn't look mean at the time right now. He's just kind of like loping out after her, and she leaves with him. And then as soon as she leaves, Star's like, why do you do that? Because she really likes him and he likes her. Does she know that? Nope. I'll let them figure that out themselves. Come on, Star, it's just some fun. With all this going on, it's nice for them to still feel those things. It reminds them of what they're fighting for. You know, life and the freedom to live it. We've all lost someone close to us because of everything we've gone through. And it's been rough, and it's a lot of pressure. And when all of this is over, at least they'll have each other. Something for them to look forward to, you know? She just kind of shakes her head. And then the remaining time, those of you who are staying here, that would be Vestel and Tygon, you go upstairs to gather the rest of your things, and you have a few minutes before we prepare for departure. And Does anyone have anything else that they would like to do before you take off? All right, because this is a good spot to take a break if you don't. Did you say something?
All right.
All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. We are, of course, streaming live on Twitch, which is free for all viewers. But if you'd like to support what we do, give us a follow. For ad-free viewing and custom emotes, just subscribe. It's that easy. Don't forget, you can always do so for free if you have an Amazon Prime account. So, you know, win-win. All right, hang tight, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back. All right, let's jump back into the game. Everyone good? Great. First of all, I need a round of perception checks and a round of insight checks from everybody, please.
Oh.
Perception and insight, yeah?
Correct. I shared all of your travel documents with you under your characters. If you have a problem seeing them, let me know, and I'll just put them on full blast. Okay.
8 perception, 22 insight.
My gun rolls a 23 perception, a 21 insight.
Fantastic.
I got a 17 perception
Does
and
that make it?
insight.
I guess we're going to have to find out, right? It's pre-rolling up here.
DC is actually 24, so.
It is. You all fail, and I'm going to kill you all. Now roll some death saving throws. This is fun.
This is fun.
This is fun. Okay, you all load up into the wagon. Star and Rebel are sitting on the stage as Brother Lucas is going to sit in the back with you all. And Royce comes out before you leave and hands you each a small bundle. And he's like, well, hey, this is probably the last time I'm going to see you, if not for a very long time. But good luck out there, all of you. I packed you all some fresh bread, dried meats and cheeses for your journey here, and kind of hands you guys each a bundle equivalent to 2 rations apiece. Says, good luck.
Much appreciated.
You stay safe out there and stay on guard, your guard. All right. And we're going to go to the main map here. Those of you who are from here within the city limits know that you're not terribly far from the main gate. Actually, let me change this up. Not terribly far from the main gate, but the complex layout of the streets in the area make the journey a lot longer than it should be. Along the way, you see the occasional wall lined with people being detained by guards and knights. You even catch a sight of a cart being loaded with the bodies of a few others whose own encounter with them ended a little poorly. Some of you notice that these detainments don't seem as frequent the closer you get to the cleaner part of town near the front, but instead, your pace is now slowed by the density of people increasing as you reach the proximity of the checkpoint. Star was right. It's crowded. Some of you who live or frequent here, you've never seen it like this. There's all sorts of activity, flexing waves of movement all around, and sort of a cacophony of voices is like static in your ears. It's hard to think. There are people shouting and demanding to pass, and others are weeping for indiscernible reasons. It could be anything, really. Others are calling to others across the streets, and there's a group of guards lining up people for inspection as well. Most notably in the crowd are the several Domaarian knights and guard captains sitting high above everyone on white armored horses, silent sentinels watching over the sea of people in front of you. Slowly but surely, Revel makes his way through and pulls the cart forward in line. Can everybody see this? All right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of NPCs.
said, it's really crowded. And while you wait, you all try to keep your heads down so as to not draw any attention, but you can't help but looking around at all the people. And without any of your roles, you notice that they're from all walks of life, mostly commoners, but even entitled nobles seem to be having a hard time getting out expeditiously. With the increase of knights cracking down on Arcanists lately, it's no wonder people want to get out. But then, well, those of you who made their insight checks realized that if you got over a 10, a 12 actually, on your insight checks, you realize that this would be the perfect way for anyone guilty to line right up for them. Travel documents. This Domaarian officer comes up to you and orders everyone, and he moves up and down the wagon to collect your travel documents. Come on, we're very busy now. Let's go. And he collects all of your travel
practices.
And he takes it from you. Takes all of your travel documents from you.
Thought you were in a hurry. Can we have that back?
Come on, we're very busy. Let's go now. And this guy, he is, you can already tell, he is just some piece of work. This Domaarian officer. Very pompous looking, self-important, I have the power, you can't do shit about it attitude. He begins to review the papers and he talks to Star and Revel, starts to talk to them about their stuff. Anyone who made over a 12 on your perception check, you hear a bit of commotion over the chorus of the crowd. There is some panic shouting, and you even see some guards moving towards the noise over in this corner. And over here, towards the south of you, you see other guards separating an older woman from the people who are lined up along the street. It doesn't look good, and she's already scared and already begging for her life. And as you watch this, because he is in your sight line, your gaze meets Brother Lucas's eyes, pleading that you do not do anything rash while he shakes his head slightly. I don't know what you're thinking, but you can't help them. If they capture us, we'll be killed. They'll find the rest, kill them too. All of this will have been for nothing. Please. So you hear another shout, "You!" The officer shoves Lucas from behind Sir Starling, and he's like, "Your turn. Name?" "Brother Lucas." And as soon as he says that, the officer looks up at him and sees his medallion, his amulet of Coralon, and looks back at his papers, folds it back up, hands it back to him with a nod. Again, with your perception checks, the shouting in the back corner towards the southwest here intensifies. It's even growing so loud that it's over the regular din of the crowd. You see some guards pulling a man away from his family, and it looks like his partner is sobbing, holding a young boy. The officer comes up to you, Bestel, says, "You. Name?"
Amaris Silverin.
Yeah? And what's your occupation?
I'm a Domaarian ambassador. I'm on my way to Oaktown.
Give me a deception roll, please.
All right.
But give me it with advantage.
Okay. 15.
Looks at you. You look familiar. Do I know you?
I've lived in this city for a while. You might have seen me on the streets.
A lot of people in the city. Maybe. He folds up your papers and he hands them back to you. Now, the commotion down here on the south, the guards are trying to pull the boy away from the woman, and you assume that it's his mother, as the man struggles in the clutches of the two guards. One of the guards strikes him right on the head, causing blood to run down his face. And the woman screams and the boy cries out as they're pulling them apart. Whoops.
Better them than us.
As you say that, you hear, "You, devil man!" The officer calls out too. Papers? Oh, I mean name? Excuse me. That was the DM. Says name.
People just call me T.
He looks at your papers. He's like, I would call you T. But what is your name?
Saigon.
Tygon, is it? That's not what it says here on the travel documents. You traveling under a
middle
false name? Well then, what's your regular name? I should have that here on your travel documents.
Well, you can read, can't you?
Why don't you tell me what your name is?
What's your name?
He kind of stares you down. And then the GM stares down Justin right now.
What is this? Is this your character? Is this just?
Yeah, which way? What are we doing? What are you doing?
There's too many fake names. I can't keep them straight.
It's on your documents.
He looks at you, and he folds him back up, and he says, "You have been randomly selected for a search. Step out of the wagon now."
Oh no.
And he directs you to stand over here behind the wagon.
I mean, good riddance.
I put my hand on on his shoulder and do what he says. Now's not the time.
Okay. All right. What's my name again? My fake name.
Oh, you didn't read your travel documents?
No, I can't find it in my documents.
Because he took them away from you, Tygon.
Oh.
You
Interesting.
to the back of the wagon now. You see one of the Domaarian, one of the other guards coming closer. He's like waving one of the guards over, and he's directing you to right here behind the wagon. Justin?
All right. What?
And he
Not used to being
pushes
bossed
you.
around by people with without titles.
Yeah, well, you're on our world now, and he pushes you up against the wagon, and he starts searching you. Then he pulls out. Well, it looks like a wand, which is very odd, and he begins to wave it over Tygon. And it passes over you, and it begins to glow. He looks up. Those of you who are Tygon can't see this, but the rest of you can see the officer's face, and he waves over more guards. Thought you could get away with smuggling magical goods, huh, Hornhead? You're in big trouble now. As he kind of passes it over your armor and where your singing bowl is, the wand is glowing intense blue. The rest of you, your attention is also being torn between what's happening behind the cart and back to the corner on the side of the street. The shouting in the corner is intensifying now as the guards are pulling the woman to the side as she pleads, "He's just a boy, please, no!" And there is a large guard holding the boy with a blade against his throat. And this guard captain here over the side, his attention gets shifted over and he starts moving his horse and trotting to see what's going on over here. Meanwhile, the officer comes back over here and says, "Detain him," and the officer holds you against the cart here, tie gun. He says, "Aye," he says to Star and Revel, "You got some back here, this dirty hornhead? He's trying to travel with falsified documents. You know that?" And they both Revel turns. He's like, "No, man, I didn't know that." They both have the same accent for some reason. You know, he says, "No, man, he said that he said who he was, and I believed him. Listen, I just get paid, you know. Hold on to him if you want." He kind of does a side puppet look to Star, and he points to you, Calidor, and he says, "You, what's your name? Let's get this over with."
Ethan Loris.
Yeah, and your occupation?
Librarian.
And where are you headed, Ethan?
Oaktown.
You got business in Oaktown? Probably going to the library there, huh?
Looks at some books.
Yeah. Suppose an elf like you would go.
That's what we do best.
Yeah, well, enjoy your trip. And he folds it up and hands it back to you. We're gonna take this one. He talks to Star and Revel and says, "We're gonna take this one for questioning." Revel speaks up. He's like, "Oh, well, hey, that's my fare. Is it gonna take long?" "Well, he's trying to smuggle illegal goods out of the Empire." At this point, you hear a yell coming from the corner of the street here. You see the man, he screams, "No!" as he breaks free from the guards because the other guard is holding the knife to his boy's throat. He breaks free from the guards. He charges the one holding the blade to the child over here. The guard throws the boy off to the side and plunges his knife into the man as he's attacking him, stopping him in his track. The helpless woman is sobbing loudly and the child is screaming, "No, Papa, no, no!" And in that instant, everyone in the square is deafened by a thunderous boom as a wave of force washes outward from the child, knocking over the guards, holding his mother. Over here, I wasn't moving around the tokens, and there's actually supposed to be like this, blah, 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 blah. Knocking over his mother, toppling the guard captain off of his horse, and actually, in fact, I'll show you this. He mechanically casted a thunder wave in that direction. He's actually supposed to be over here. So he casts the thunder wave, knocks over a bunch of the guards, and the guard captain falls off his horse as the horse itself fails and falls prone. And even the father's ragdoll body is kind of expelled further down the street because of how far he was ejected from it. And because the guards that were holding her took the brunt of the blast, the woman breaks free and rushes over to hold her child at the same time, trying to protect him, like a futile attempt to shield him from what's coming, because you see that there are other guards descending on her right now. Does anyone want to do anything at this point right now? Because the guards are yelling, and they're moving in with their weapons drawn. People all around you are panicking and scattering, and your hearing starts to return.
Trigon turns to the guard that's holding him against the cart and says, "You want to do something about that?"
As in
Or
the
you wanna
middle
bother
of
me?
in the middle of what you're saying, you all, especially those of you who had a high enough perception roll over 12, you see immediately that the boy's eyes start to glow, and all of the arcanists in the party, you feel this turbulent wave of the weave rippling with raw, uncontrollable energy as he starts writhing, and light is pouring out of his eyes and his mouth, and the mother is just trying to desperately hold on to him as the guards reach them with their swords sort of perched up high, ready to strike them down.
Are the guards seeming to be distracted, like they're looking over there?
There is a lot of commotion. However, in that instant, the boy's power reaches to a head, and an explosion erupts from centered on his body,
Shit.
engulfing everybody in the area. There are screams that ring through the air as everything and everyone is ignited. The flames are so intense that the stones on the street are smoldering. The closest to the blasts are vaporized, and the boy and his mother, once the flames clear, are nowhere to be found.
In the chaos, I'm going to quickly just sort of lurch forward and grab Tygan by the arm and cast invisibility on him.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And it's a good thing too, because the guard is also distracted with what's happening. Oh shit. Sorry. I'm screwing up my layers here.
And I just say that, and I kind of pull him back, and I go, "Get in the cart, you fool!" Try and pull him in.
And there
And
is
then,
Go ahead.
After he does that, Tygon casts darkness right next to the guard. So that's a 15-foot radius. So
Where you guys are
that
standing.
should take care- yeah, so that should take care of all three of those guards.
Okay. Which means that okay, I actually have this. The magic templates and darkness. You said it's 15-foot radius. Well, you casted invisibility on him,
Yes.
Kaldor. You don't see this, but as soon as he casts darkness, he essentially loses his invisibility, but now the entire cart is engulfed in darkness. A few of you, especially after the explosion, are still in a daze. You can't all of a sudden see anything, and for a moment you feel like you just went blind, and you hear yelling and people tugging at you. Tygon, you see right before that instant, Kalidor had pulled you into the cart, and you hear the voices of Revel and Star. They're saying, "Get in, get in!" And in the confusion, you hear the voice of the officer. He's saying, "They're trying to get away!" As you all start to feel the cart just moving. As soon as you clear the darkness too, you see that a couple of the guards had started moving in front of the cart here. And they're blocking your way, but Revel is just charging through, and he even runs over a bunch of them.
As we pass by, all of the guards are kind of in our way. Vistel really quickly is going to kind of under her breath cast Calm Emotions
Interesting.
across those guards.
At the front here?
At the front, yeah.
Okay.
They call
What's
them
the radius on
trampled.
that?
This is fine.
This is fine.
It's fine, it's fine. 20-foot radius.
5, 10, 15. Oh, radius. Oh, okay. Wow, really? Jeez. Okay, even the horse is really chill, I guess, unless you want to
Yeah.
pull him out of the horse right here. Something
Yeah,
like
no,
this.
that's perfect. Yeah. I'll go
Okay.
with
What's the deal with calm emotions?
They must make a charisma saving
Okay.
throw. They can choose to fail it if they would want to.
Now I want to be angry.
Okay. I didn't see this coming. 1 second. This is no problem at all. Just one moment.
She'll choose to make them indifferent about creatures that they are hostile towards. So I'm guessing ourselves.
Yourselves. Okay. I'm going to do a sort of a group. You said charisma?
Charisma. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, well, they failed the shit out of that. As they all sort of get in the way. And actually, the knight itself. Oh, okay. Well, the knight failed too. Interesting. Okay. But the ones that got in the way of the cart, they're about to stop you, and they're like, what are we doing? Amongst the tapestry of chaos happening behind you, there's a fire engulfing some of the stands back here, and the carts, and people on fire and dying and screaming, and they're just like, what are we doing? Running across, he's on fire, and they sort of drop their guards, and then the next moment, Revel plows through them on the cart. Just in that instant, as you guys leave the proximity of the darkness, you feel the doom from the cart as you exit the main gates. But meanwhile, the Domaarian knight over on the side here, and his horse actually, are just standing there kind of like watching you guys, and not even taking an opportunity attack. So well done with that. Wow. Out of all the iterations of things that I thought you guys were going to do, I didn't see that coming. He was just going to barrel through them, but they didn't care. The wagon speeds past the gate, and you look back, and you actually get a fair distance away from the main gates of the city before you see several mounted guards charging after you.
Oh man.
Oh, great.
We're going to move to the other map. This is a little bit of a short map, so we're just gonna kind of half theater of the mind it. You guys are getting a good portion away from the main gates, and you hear a Revel just cursing not even under his breath. He's just saying fuck over again as he's trying to steer the cart as fast as he can. It's like, Gideon is gonna be pissed. And Star says, well, worry about that if we survive. We got incoming. And you guys look back, and the horses are riding fast, and they're coming right after you. So you have we'll say you have a moment before the guards close the distance. You see 4 mounted guards and 1 guard captain in heavy armor charging after you. So you guys have let's go ahead and roll initiative, and let's go ahead and roll initiative and see if you guys want to do anything. We'll go in those terms.
15.
Oh, 20. I rolled really high.
Oh wow!
Tom rolls a 19.
What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Ooh.
It would have been fine, Teef, if you had remembered your documents.
Yeah, we would have made such a great exit if I'd lost my dignity like you fools.
Like, argue about that later. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stagger the initiative right now. Oh wow, because it's only. Oh yeah, I guess I should add in your buddies here, right? That's probably a good idea. Here we go with all of the running 6 characters at the same time. No big deal. But while we're doing this, go ahead. We'll go with the players' turns first. If you want to, who's first? Calidor, right?
Yes, Calidor.
Calidor.
All right.
Okay, yeah, let's get a round in, and then we'll cut for a short break. Go ahead, Calidor.
Well, they already know we're here, don't they?
They do. Stop, you Arcanus!
Let's check out these tools here. I'll do that. I stand up, kind of holding onto the side of the cart, and say this magical incantation and point my hand out, and I'm going to cast Fear in a 30-foot cone.
Okay, great. Yeah, as they start to close the distance and they get close enough, did you do the cone? I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll show you here. It's everyone except for the back two.
Okay. And what is the
and who I choose? So, all 3 horses and the 3 riders. And they have to all make a wisdom saving throw, or drop whatever it is they're holding. Frightened, have to basically run away.
The front 3 riders, you said?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wisdom saving.
Got it. Sorry about this. My Roll20 is acting a little slow today, but we'll get through this. Okay. So the 2 guards, wisdom and wisdom. Okay. Well, the 2 guards there, they fail, and the captain gets a 12. No, so your spell DC is 16.
16.
Excellent. Okay, so
just to add a little flavor to it, it's an illusion, so I'm projecting this phantasmal image of their worst fears at them.
Okay, you see the front 3 kind of veer off and follow. They keep the distance that they had. Well, we'll just do it then, and it'll be on their turns. But they maintain a distance. They don't get any closer, and you can notice that there is a shift in their aggression as they're chasing after you. These other 2 guards kind of look at them and are wondering what. They're right there. Let's go get them. Very good. How long does that last?
That is up to a minute concentration.
Okay, great. As we move on to Tygon. You see that Calidor casts this fear spell on. You're actually very familiar with the spell, so you understand what he just did.
Tygon is going to upcast heat metal at the captain with his fancy armor.
Great.
Let's see.
Great. This is fun. Oh, we're having fun, aren't we?
This is awesome.
It's awesome for me. So that's 7 fire damage.
I gotta make a Constitution save first.
Yeah, Constitution save, or I guess if you don't make it, would you have to throw your armor off?
No, so it takes like 10 minutes to take your armor off, to doff your armor, which he'll have no choice but to take it and keep his Constitution saving throws going.
Yeah.
Didn't see this coming. Let's see. Let's go. Come on, guard captain. An 18. Yes. All right. But you upcasted it to a what? Your third level?
Yeah.
I think, because is he metal second level or a third level?
It's second level.
Yeah,
Second level? Okay, so you upcast it to third level. Oh, I see it. Okay, got you. And I take half damage still?
Yep.
But it doesn't continue to affect me?
Let's see. Well, if you must succeed or drop the object doesn't drop the object. Yeah, I think if you failed it, you would have disadvantage. You passed.
Okay. But what's the overall effect for what do you call
Post
it?
the spell.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So he takes half damage still?
We got someone speaking in our ear.
Yeah,
someone
Yeah,
speaking in
sorry,
our
I'm
ear.
getting some production gun, but oh, interesting. So I take full damage.
He can't doff his armor,
No, he cannot.
so he's taking full damage.
No, he can't. Okay. The guard captain, you see this. He is sort of you can tell that his aggression has stood down a little bit, but then you all see that his armor starts to glow a searing hot red, and you kind of hear a as he's still chasing after you, but you can tell that he's in a very great deal amount of pain right now, as he is under the condition of heat metal. Really? And you haven't till what is concentration for what, like a minute?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Wow. Okay,
Got
great.
2 1-minute spells going.
Okay, so these guys are frightened, and this guy is also burning inside of his
Having a bad time.
fancy Stardust suit of armor. Yeah. Why did I give you guys a free round? That's crazy. All right, Tygon, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I can use my bonus action to inflict the damage again, which I'll do.
Is that on subsequent turns, or is that
Yeah.
because you did it initially?
No, I can use my bonus action for it.
Interesting. Right, because you yeah, can you cast post the spell, please? Are you able to do that? Click the little balloon next to your spell. Just want to make sure I get a swing in before he dies. If possible.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You takes the damage again. All right.
There we go.
You can use bonus action, subsequent turns, constant damage again. If the okay, so it's on each of your subsequent turns. So not on this first round, since you already took the initial damage, but on the next round you can inflict that damage again. But it'll still be at the upcast level.
Okay.
Cool. Do you want to do
and
anything
I'm
else
gonna
with your
watch
bonus
you burn.
action? Inspiration, anything like that?
Can I use my my vicious mockery as a bonus?
What's the
I believe
action
believe
on
that's an
his?
action.
That's an action spell, I believe.
Action cantrip.
Yeah, you could, as a bard, I believe bardic inspiration is a bonus action if you'd like to do that.
Yep. So do I use a bardic inspiration to cast vicious mockery?
No. You can't do vicious mockery because that's an action spell. So you have a bonus action left, but you could use your bonus action to do a bardic inspiration or anything else that uses up a bardic.
Yeah, I'm going to cast
Or
bardic
bonus.
inspiration.
Okay.
Who
are you going to give it to?
I'm going to give it to Vestile. She's
interesting.
She looks pretty fancy.
Right.
And I didn't hear her call me a thief either.
You didn't hear her call you a thief because she's been pretty rough.
She was the one who called you that.
Yeah, she's the one that brought that into my game.
block.
It's crazy, you know. Yeah. Okay. So, Tagan, please describe how you cast bardic inspiration and give it to Bastille.
Say, let your courage unleash like an inferno.
Why are you talking to me? Ew.
Feel inspired.
It looks fancier than all these other rabble. That's why.
You don't know what it
impressed
is,
with the jewelry.
Bastille, but somehow his words inspire you. Maybe it's just firing you up. Maybe it's the adrenaline of the chase. But you get bardic inspiration with 1d8.
Nice. Is this magic? A little bit disgusted.
This is gonna go great.
And look
okay.
at gift tiefling in the mouth in the horns.
Oh man, you're gonna do this the whole game, you guys? Just gonna come up with other ways to rag on tieflings. That's crazy. Okay, I think you're out. You can't even move because you're stuck in the cart. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the spell.
This still kind of like feels the additional magic that's been added. Not really sure what that was, and she just kind of like stares, kind of confused at what he just did. And she's going to look at the guards that are following them, and she prays to Tytar. She's like, Tytar, hear my plea. She casts a spell again for calm emotions.
Oh, here we go.
I think that should cover all of them if we put it in the center.
Oh, if it's the 20, yeah. Okay, we'll just say that so I don't have to pull out the template. Man, I should really read your all spells before I play these games, right? What is that? A wisdom save?
Charisma.
Charisma. All right, let's go.
So it's all about just
1,
everyone
2,
calm down.
3,
Everyone
just
just
calm down. It's such a big problem, you know.
All
DC
worked out.
is 14. Okay, so that one's fine. This one missed, and this one missed. Wow! Oh, and then the captain.
And the horses? Or if it matters.
You guys have stacked so many things on the captain, this dude that I made up to like cut you guys down. And he's just, well, this guy has he's rethinking his life at this point, you know. He's just like, what are we doing, you guys? This is crazy. Let me roll for the horses because I guess that's a thing too. But let's see.
Oh, it says each humanoid. I guess that doesn't include horses.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you for being for helping me out there. You know. Let's see. Does the calm negate the frightened? What do we got here? Attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere. Center on a point you choose within range. Must make a charisma saving throw. Blah blah blah. Suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. It says you can, and I'm guessing you're not going to. You're just gonna chill them out.
Yeah, just make them indifferent about us.
Okay.
Yeah.
as you guys see this, they become less aggressive. I guess the ones in the front, even the one in the back here, is starting to peel off a little bit. And this guy is looks just like, what are we doing? Let's go! Let's go! And is there anything else you'd like to do still?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, great.
But they're okay with that magic. They're like, oh, this is fine.
Oh, she's fine. Bless Tar. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah. What's happening in this game? Just throw more things at you guys.
So on their turn, they have to if they're frightened, they have to spend their turn to move away from me.
Oh, they do. Okay, I didn't even know that either.
While frightened by the spell, a creature must take the dash action and move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns.
Okay. Thanks for giving me the heads up too. And you were first on the turn order, I believe. Star is going to look back and see that you guys are doing some work back there, and sees the one. She can recognize the one that's not affected, and she's going to wave her hand, and out comes 3 bolts of force damage as she casts a magic missile. I don't know how this works for the thing. 1, 2, 3 at first level. Is that correct? Right?
Yes.
This one, you see the bolts go circle around all the horses and hit this guy. It hits him so hard that he gets knocked off of his horse, and he dies. And this horse sort of peels off. At the same moment, too, you see that you look back and you see that she has for a brief instant, a blue shimmery shield that covers her, as her abjuration magic protects her in that instant. Brother Lucas looks a little bit scared, and he's going along, and he's actually going to be still. He's not going to do anything, seeing that everything is being taken care of, and Revel currently is trying to concentrate on holding the cart steady. So Caldor, it is your turn again as we start at the top of the round. But while we're here, let's go ahead and take another break before we get into the thick of this, if that's okay with you guys. But before we do, if this is your first time watching the show, give us a like and a follow. We'd really appreciate that. Jump into our live chat on Twitch and subscribe so you can get that sweet ad-free viewing and some of those custom emotes. All that good stuff, So cool. All right. Sit tight. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to this very exciting yet complicated chase between the Domaarian guards and our unlikely party of heroes. Top of the round. You guys have all laid on these effects, both fear and calm, and one of the guards has been knocked out. But at the top of the round, you see closing in on the distance. It looks like, yes, it's a Domaarian knight is charging through with his armored horse as he catches up with everybody. And you see him reach to the side, and he pulls out a spear, and he throws it into, like a metal spear, into the spokes of the wagon. The wagon goes out of control. It locks up one of the wheels. Rebel's like, oh shit! And everybody tumbles out as he crashes over to the side over here.
Oh no.
Everybody. What's fall damage? 1d4? 1d6?
1d6 per 10 feet.
Okay, everybody make a dexterity saving throw, please. If you get over, we'll say a 12, then you're good to go.
Tygon gets a 20.
Not one.
Just does a shoulder
I
roll.
still got a nat 1.
Oh
No
no,
harm
that's
done.
still, you didn't expect this, and you are. This is what's going on with your life right now. You don't get into wagon chases with Domaarian guards. Caldor, you too with
I got an
8. Wow. Okay, so Vestel and Calidor, I need you all both to take a 1d6, please, in bludgeoning damage. As I guess Tygon, you do a backflip and land on your.
Oh,
Me
Yeah.
too.
both of
Oh,
us
wow.
took 6.
You guys,
Oh, man.
you guys actually
man.
tumble, and against some of you tumble up against. I'm going to put you hitting a tree, Vestel, right here, and you hitting the backside of the wagon, Calidor. Oh, and you're concentrating, aren't you, Calidor?
Yeah, I got a 16 on my
All right, you got a 16, and Vestel, I need you to do a Constitution saving throw on your calm emotions, please.
A
Wow.
21.
You guys are. Oh, I mean, I am so happy for you guys. You know, that's great. So, let's see. This is going
That's a 20.
great. Just as expected, Revel he bails actually before the cart crashes, and he lands definitely on his feet. As far as Star goes, she also rolls out of it, and she stands up. This knight gets about this far, and we are on Calidor. As you, those of you who failed Calidor and Vestel, you are also prone at this moment.
Right. I will spend half my move to stand up, and seeing them approaching and everything that just happened, just in the fear of not being able to get away from New Domaar, I concentrate and send this bead of fire into the crowd and explodes into a fireball on all the guards.
Excuse me?
What?
No, I'm just being like,
Oh,
fireball?
I didn't know where that was going.
No.
Yep,
Right.
fireball. Boom.
I made you guys 5th level, didn't I? That's great.
Yes, you did.
Okay, cool.
You created this.
I did this. This is my fault. I assume you're doing it right here on the horses and to cover the Domaarian Knight as well.
To hit as many of the knights and guards as I can, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll scoot it over here. That should scoop everybody up. He's in proximity, and it's a dexterity. Well, go ahead and roll your damage too. So, because some of these guys, pass or fail, they ain't gonna make it. So,
it's unfortunate about the horses, but it is what it is.
you're a monster. I thought Tygon was the monster. Am I right?
I'm a little bit of a monster.
I'm like elbowing Vestel. She's not.
Why am I not seeing it? Oh yeah, 8d6. Here we go. Kind of a low, but 29 fire damage. And they got to make a dex saving throw. My DC is 16.
Um, 29. You said.
Yeah, 29 total
Okay.
fire damage.
All right. You all see as you get up, Calidor gets up and he casts his fireball. This bead of fire light travels towards the guards that are already slowing down. They're afraid, and they're also calm for some reason. And the horses are just, well, it's unfortunate about the horses because everyone in that area is engulfed in this huge fireball. You hear screams of pain and agony as they all go up in a flash of light and turn almost into charred, just dust, essentially falling off of their horses, and that the horses also fall over too, and the smell of burnt hair and horse meat fills the air as the Domaarian Knight also is like, oh, you hear him getting
And there's heat metal on his armor.
oh yeah, too. I forgot that guy's not a 29. Oh wait, no, he died. Wow, you just got him, and he failed his entire death saving throw. So all of these guys, actually, I'm gonna save this horse because he's just doing, he's doing this thing. This horse is gonna survive. That's the new butter, guys. Well, Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yes, I have a little bit of movement. Is it possible that I can just move around the other side of the cart just to perhaps get a little cover?
If you have the appropriate movement, then you can.
Yeah, I would think I get there because I did spend half, but I can just kind of leap over those bars there and kind of partially behind the wheel there.
Okay,
That's my turn.
great. Let's see here. Wow, good turn. As we move to the guard. Oh wait, no, he's dead. Taiwan here.
Oh wait, no, he's dead.
That's the captain, right? It's still him in the fancy armor?
No, that's actually the Domaarian knight that rolled up on you guys at the top of the round. He is new, and well, he's not new anymore, but he's looking a little pissed now that he got engulfed by some of that fireball. But he's got death set right at you guys. He's the one that threw the spear at your spokes and toppled the cart. So he's the main threat.
Knight, turn back. We're prepared to go wherever place cowards go when they die, just like all of your ancestors before you, he says in vicious mockery.
He says, "You don't
Wisdom
even know
save,
that."
please.
You don't even know. I am a knight. What is your DC? Can you cast your spell for vicious mockery?
It's whoever can hear.
Oh, whoever. Oh, but is it a saving throw?
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw
Oh,
for
is
you.
it? Okay, so what's your DC is what I mean. If you
at the
look
top of
on
your
your
spell
spell,
list.
Yeah, go to your spells, and then at the top it should say spell DC.
Oh, that's 15. Sorry.
It's 15. I don't know, man. You must have dug something about cowards in his past because he fails. What's happening? This is my Domaarian knight.
Hey, man.
Because
You
I'm
guys
level
do it
5,
too
you
to
get to roll.
me
Yeah, for
as
sure.
well.
I think it's hilarious. Go ahead, roll your it's damage, and doesn't he like get disadvantage?
You have to roll. It's 2d4 damage because I'm level 5. So let's see.
I know you roll that. You don't tell me what to do. Okay, 7.
There you go.
All right.
7
He takes
psychic.
7 hurt damage, which is really psychic, but we'll call it his feelings. As you strike a chord, but you can't
Emotional.
see his face. But I'll tell you this, just a little bit of meta. He's crying underneath his helmet, just a little bit. You see his shoulders a little slump a little down. Oh man,
I'm not a coward.
Why'd you have to bring cowards into it? Oh, I'll show you. You hear his voice get really high. Is that all you want to do? Do you have anything with your bonus action you like to do, or your movement?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on Calidor.
Oh, all right. How do you do that?
Thank you.
Because
Terminate
he's
that.
not disheveled, because he landed so cleanly, he's gonna pull out a beautiful singing bowl and just kind of move his little stick around it and make a beautiful sound that inspires Calidor.
That's amazing.
Do a little double
Well,
take, and
that's
you're
your
like, yeah, I love it. I think it's the best instrument I've ever seen. I've seen bagpipes, I've seen lutes. Of course, everyone has lutes, but a singing bowl,
Yeah.
let's go.
So good.
I should give you inspiration, but you all are kicking my ass, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, so Calidor, you get Bardic Inspiration.
That's a D6.
It's a D8, actually. Because for
D8,
some
oh, wow.
reason, I made you guys level 5.
Cool.
Oh, you got it. Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that right now. I will take mine now. You do you. Fantastic. Or I'll put you back on. Okay, there you go. Is that all for your turn, Tygon, or would you like to move? I believe
Yeah,
you
that's
landed
it.
properly, so you have 30 feet of movement if you'd like.
No, he's gonna stay put.
Okay, let's go, Vestel. Because the other guards are... Oh, all the guards are dead. Why are they even in the turn?
Yeah, so just the one card left. She sees all the
He's my
cards
knight.
that have been burned up. She's scared. I think she's still prone too, so she takes half her movement to kind of stand up. She's like wide-eyed, never dealt with anything like this before. She says, Titar, is this your will? She kind of like steps backward as quick as she can, and then she says, protect me, your servant. And she'll cast a sacred flame on the remaining knight.
Oh, okay. Dexterity saving throw with 60 feet. Do you have the range for that? Let's see. Yeah, you do. Let's go. So dexterity saving throw. 15. What's your spell DC? It's a 14. Okay. You see that the radiant light washes over his armor. It actually makes it shine. It's like, cleans off all the burn marks from Kalidor's fire. This is supposed to be a serious game too. I don't know why I'm doing that. Sorry. But yeah, it sort of bounces off his armor, almost as if Titar didn't want to harm him with your intention. And you see this, and you're just taken back a little bit. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Nope, that's it. She'll take another step back, this time like facing into the forest as if she wants to run away.
Oh, okay. Star is going to move over here. She's going to say, I think I see another one coming. And she also throws another magic missile over to the Domaarian Knight, which okay, you see one of them sort of like glance off of his armor. Another one does a good direct hit. Another one hits him in the shoulder for a good amount of damage. And you see the Domaarian Knight. Actually, I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw. Oh wow, he that knocks him off his horse, and he falls down off of his horse, and so he's prone as well now. And she's gonna move back a little bit. Oh, I don't know why this guy's in. Oh, because he's not on the GM layer. I was like, you're dead. Get out of here. Brother Lucas is scared. And he is also going to sort of duck into the woods over here. Rebel is going to duck and take cover behind the wagon, and you can see him in earnest. He's just this little halfling. He jumps over. Whoops. He jumps over to the other side. He jumps over to the other side, and he starts trying to push the wagon in earnest. The Domaarian Knight gets up, and he pulls out this giant greatsword. And, he gets up, so he uses 15 feet of his movement, so he goes 5, 10, 15. He's like, face me, cowards! And he puts back his greatsword, actually, and he pulls out his heavy crossbow at man. And he fires at Tygon. You dirty hornhead. For a 19. Does a 19 hit you? Tygon, your AC.
You're muted.
My AC is 15, so that hits.
Okay, great. And that's the only attack he's ever done in his career as a Domaarian Knight. His unchallenged power led up to this moment. You only take 2 piercing damage, as he's still a little bit wounded from not only getting burnt, but falling off of his effing horse. So you only take 2 piercing damage as he fires another shot, and he's going to fire at Revel in the back there.
Well, hold up. As soon as Tygon gets hit, he uses his using his reaction to do a hellish rebuke. He points his finger at the knight
certainly does.
Fire engulfs the knight for two. Or is it 2d10?
More fire.
Is there a saving throw that goes along with that?
Yeah. Once I think it's dexterity. Hold on. Hellish
course he does.
Rebuke is
Come on.
dexterity saving throw. So if you fail it, it's 2d10. If you
Made
save
a
it, it's
19. He's
half.
got a 19. So what's your thing? 15, I think, your spell DC?
Yeah.
Okay. So he makes the saving throw. What is the damage?
So that's level 2. That's so you'd get half of the
Oh my God.
12 fire damage.
11?
Did you higher level cast it?
Can you higher level cast Hellish Rebuke as your reaction? I guess you can, yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is so funny because I taught Justin how to upcast yesterday, the other day. He hits you with the crossbow, and as he's taking this other shot, you all see that he gets engulfed by even more flames. But it's coming. It looks like it's coming from the inside of his armor, as you hear him going, my skin and feelings. As he's getting really torn up. This guy is pretty hurt. He did hit Revel with his crossbow, and you see Revel taking actually a good bolt to the back of his shoulder, and he kind of like ducks down and he kind of gives him a dirty look. As we are back at the top of the round, and at the top of this round, you hear more hoofbeats as another Domaarian knight catches up to the fray. Oh shoot! I closed all my windows, so that's cool. Wait, there we go. We're good. No, we're good. It's not that bad of a technical difficulty. He is going to what is this is the one thing I didn't look up before. So we got 50. What is a horse's movement speed?
I believe it's
like 60, right?
I believe it's 60.
60 feet. Let's go. Oh, you guys are in trouble now. Hopefully, probably not. I don't know. He's gonna come down over here, get up to Tygon, who is up at the front, and he is going to swing his greatsword down on him for a 23.
That hits.
And you actually are kind of surprised because this guy rolls up on you so fast, and he takes his greatsword, swipes down at you for 11 slashing damage. Were you concentrating on the spell? No, because all of your fear. No, Calidor did the fear.
Yeah, it was on somebody else. My.
Oh, your heat metal. Your heat metal. Actually, roll for your heat metal damage because I forgot to do it on my turn. Is it on your turn or is it on my turn?
It's on my turn when it comes back around.
Then we'll.
But it says it's the same damage.
Okay.
As the last one.
That's good to know.
What was the last one?
I think it was like 17 or something like that, right? It was a lot, but I guarantee you that it's not going to matter, and you'll see why. You'll see why. But this Domaarian Knight cuts you down, and seeing that he got you really good, he's going to do his multi-attack and come down on you again for a 17.
Yep.
Okay, you are standing right out in the front, but as this one is about to hit you, you see Star pull out, flash her hand towards you, and this blue shimmery light from her abjuration magic actually blocks the attack from you, saving you from the blow. As the knight turns towards her, and you can hear him growling. This one's pissed. He's not hurt. His feelings aren't hurt. It's fine. He's actually going to charge towards her. Actually, I only have 60 feet of movement, so 50, 60. I think that's as far as I can move. You can take an opportunity attack if you'd like to, Tygon.
Yeah. He's going to take a stab at Or is he in range for me to move and do a
Yeah,
I'm gonna
as
do
he
a
moved
rapier
away, as he moved
rapier
away,
attack?
that's
Yeah,
your
but
opportunity
for,
attack.
It was an 8.
It was innate. You're still feeling the effects of the giant greatsword attack and just kind of reeling from almost getting hit by a second one. You don't hit him. You miss with a sort of a weak slash towards him. As we move to the next part of the round, Calidor, you are up. You see this new Domaarian knight come charging at you guys. What do you do?
I kind of stand up partially behind cover and just use my hand and drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of the guy on the horse that just arrived. I'm casting Mind Sliver.
Okay. Intelligence? Saving throw?
Intelligence save, yeah.
Okay. Well, he nat ones. And you can hear him this echo of pain in his helmet as he my head, I guess that's what that does, you know. As he takes
7 psychic.
okay.
And if he has to make a saving throw at any point until my next turn, he has to minus 1d4.
Right. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is affected. I will put that down as a we'll do this one. So he's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. With your bonus of movement.
Yeah, let's see. Don't really have much for bonuses, and I don't really want to move. I think this is a good spot for me, so I'm gonna stay.
Okay. Tygan, on your turn, your heat metal reactivates on this Domaarian knight. He is pissed, and he just drops his crossbow and he pulls out his sword. But in that moment, you all hear a scream of agony as your heat metal, which is what, like 17 fire damage. You hear the scream of agony as you see flames and smoke coming from within his armor, and he's like, ah, and he falls down dead, as that was like way more than enough than he actually had. As he is engulfed in the flames and he perishes. Killing
Take
the
that, your
knight.
skin and feelings.
Yeah. So now your wanted stars go up, like in GTA, because you killed the Domaarian knight. Not like you guys didn't just kill all those guards either. So
Police sirens in the background.
guards are on the way. But that was at the top of your turn. What do you do next? You have your full action bonus and
Tygon is going to move up to this guy and then dodge.
you
Ready to
move up
dodge.
to him and just get ready to dodge at him.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything you want to do on your bonus action?
No.
Okay. Great. You are no longer concentrating on heat metal unless you want to continue just cooking that Domaarian knight on the ground with your heat metal. I mean, the metal's still there, it's still hot, but that guy's dead. But still, you're up.
Vestel, as she's like starting to run into the forest, she sees everything happening behind her, and she sees the halfling trying to push over the wagon, and she's kind of like, and she'll run over next to him and start pushing as well for her action.
Oh, okay. Give me an athletics roll, please. Actually,
Okay.
with advantage because he's helping you. Because you're helping.
Okay. A 7. Oh wait, no,
that's
12.
That's a 12. That's you both are giving it a really good effort. However, it's just not enough. I think maybe somewhere in the back of your head, you're blaming him for being so little, because it seems like you're doing all the pushing and he's just not building the correct.
Push harder.
Yeah,
Put your back into it.
Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't want to work with you because he doesn't trust you. But you don't know. You can hash that out later. But is there anything else you want to do with your bonus action? Perhaps the rest of your
Yeah, she pushes, she realizes nothing's gonna happen, and she sees the knight, and she's like, Taitar, protect me. She touches her amulet, which kind of shines with this bright light as she casts the Shield of Faith.
Oh, on yourself?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. +2
Nice.
AC. Keep that in mind. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's it.
Okay. Star comes up and it's so good playing all of these magic users, I guess. She is going to
Different change of pace for us.
Yeah, everybody here is magic users, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. She sees that it's going all right, and she's going to come over here and I already used that and that. She's going to cast a thunder wave at him. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I had a really low roll. She rolled a 7 damage. He fails the save. He takes a small amount of damage, but he is actually pitched off of his horse as well. Oh, and he has the 1d4 too, so that takes away. You said the silver or
the mind sliver.
is okay.
1d4, yep.
1d4. I'm gonna go ahead and use that up. Okay, well, he really fails the crap out of that saving throw, and he falls off of his horse. He takes another 1d6 of fall damage. Okay, so all right, and he is now prone, but no longer has his headache. He has a different kind of headache. As Star comes back behind the wagon, Brother Lucas. He actually, you all look. Those of you who can see Brother Lucas, he's almost panicking, and he runs deeper into the forest. He's like, "Not again! I can't." It's like, "No." Revel is also going to keep pushing in earnest. He's yelling at you. Festoonly is like, "Come on, you push harder." He's got a low roll, so he's actually he really is actually the problem. Why is not going anywhere? Top of the round, this guy, he gets up and he comes over here. 1, 2, 3. Dang. Okay. He's gonna have to swing at you again, Tygon. He had to use half of his movement to get up. Disadvantage.
Yeah, I dodged.
Oh,
yeah. That was smart. So smart.
Does a 14 hit you?
15 is my AC.
Oh my god. So he hobbles over and
not.
You are ready for his greatsword swing as he swings at you, and he completely misses. Now, is that only on the first attack? Because he has 2.
Yeah,
I don't
for
really.
all-
yeah.
All of his attacks?
Wow.
Wow.
I believe it's for all attacks.
Well,
until
we'll
your
go
next
ahead
turn.
and give it to you because he misses the shit out of that one as well. And he, you can hear the frustration in his voice. Man, you guys. Okay. All right. As we move into, he's actually, no, that's all of his movement. So he can't do anything else. Man, you guys really stopped him in his tracks with that. Calidor, you are up with Tygon on deck.
Seeing Revel kind of like try to like mess with the cart, I go, "Kill the knight first. We'll deal with the cart after. There's only one left. Come on." And I will stand up again and shoot a frostbite at the knight.
Over the cart, you just...
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. What is involved with a DC?
So, con save DC 16.
Oh, man, I am rolling really low on that. So 5 cold damage.
5 cold.
Wow. They
And he has
underestimated
disadvantage on his next weapon attack roll as well.
Oh, I hate you guys. Okay. We'll just do the confused mark again, so I don't have to spend time looking for that.
And I'll move a little bit back here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're gonna move a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just moving a little bit to the side.
Okay. You guys see this blue beam of frost cover hits him in the armor, and you can see the frost kind of forming on his armor. So he kind of tries to break the rest of it off, so he has unrestricted movement. But he's having a hard time with that. Do you have anything for your bonus action?
No, that's it for me.
All right, Tygun. You see this knight. He is at disadvantage. He's half covered in frost. What do you do?
Tygon takes another stab with the rapier for 16.
16 does not hit. You hit his armor, but I mean it's like full plate, it's like full plate, so it kind of glances off of it. You don't find the weak spot in his armor.
Okay.
You have a bonus action as well.
Bonus action, I'm going to grant a bardic inspiration to Star.
Oh, all right. I'm going to make you. Yeah, go ahead.
Beautiful. Do your beautiful thing.
She kind of glances at you. It's just like, she's all business, so she's like, yeah, right on. Not for the beautiful, but because of your call to action is you're getting the rest of you are getting that, not Tygun. He's flirting.
Sure, it's not because I flattered her. Sure.
Is there anything you want to do with your movement? Are you planning on moving away?
No.
All right, Estelle, you see the knight closing in. He's actually got his eyes on you right now too. And he's it's like, Cleric, help me! What are you doing?
She just kind of shakes her head. She's like, this is not Tytar's will. And she'll reach her hand out towards him and cast Calm Emotions again. Kind of far out so that it doesn't hopefully hit.
I can do that. Yeah, we can just say that. It does that, and that's a charisma saving throw. Come on, let's go.
Nice.
So he did another nat 1, which is crazy because it's like my 4th one today. And what's the deal with this? He has a saving throw if he's in a... Is there anything about if he's in combat? No, it's just strong emotions. Failed the saving throw.
So... Yeah.
No, yeah, he's indifferent. He doesn't get advantage or anything. And how long does that last? A minute? Mm-hmm. You see him, and he's like, he lowers his greatsword to the ground.
She'll yell out, "Let us pass! It's Tytar's will."
And he stands down as you say that. We're going to be wrapping this up shortly, guys, but right now it's Star's turn. He sees that the knight has stood down, and she's going to flick her hand and cast Hold Person on the knight while you do that. And that's a wisdom saving throw? Oh, and he fails. And you see him, he's like this, and he stays still like, and she says, "Tie him up, quick!" And Brother Lucas, he is hiding in the forest. Rebel comes over here in the meantime, and he pulls out 50 feet of rope. He actually is very adept with the rope, and he ties them up. Does anyone want to do anything at this point? Because we're going to go ahead and end combat. We're at the top of the round. Rebel has managed to bind him and push him over, so now he's tied up on the ground as he's held. Does anyone want to do anything combat-wise? Because we'll just end it.
Tygon just spits on him.
Okay. We are going to have move... Does that count as an attack? I don't know. Maybe it should. We're going to go ahead and move right out of combat. As you guys happen to manage to bring this knight down and not kill him. After a minute, the calm emotions wears off, and so does the whole person. And he's like... he's like struggling underneath his bindings. Does anyone want to do anything at this moment? Okay.
Starts
So what do we
getting
do
her
with them?
clothes off.
You
I
just
think we
dust
sort
them.
of just start to gather together, and then I'm like, all right, now we can get the card up. And
It's like,
I'll try and
Yeah,
help her.
heave ho.
All right. We'll just go ahead and we'll go ahead and end it there. Just as a lead into the next episode, you guys are trying to manage to putting the cart back together. Brother Lucas does finally come out of hiding to the disgust of some of you, but he ends up casting mending on some of the axles and stuff so that it's trying to get the cart back up to shape. Star says, we need to get going before more arrive. We'll need to hide his body into the forest. And we'll go ahead and pick this up on the next episode. And I guess that'll end our session for tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks on Wednesday, February 21st for the next exciting episode of Tales of Terramir, Veiled Threats. Check out our YouTubes and our podcast this weekend. This episode should be up by then. We'll also have a rerun of tonight's episode right here on Twitch next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join us right now on our Discord for some after show discussions. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.